Vaya mi gente, what's going on? It's your boy, DJ Benny B, with another episode of the Thursday Night Freestyle Showcase, episode number 31. The first one for 2025. Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everybody had a good holiday season. We're coming back strong in 2025, so you got to check us out. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Share it up. Let your people know. Thursday Night Freestyle Showcase. Tonight, we got MKG in the building. I'm going to start it off with one of his biggest hits. And he gonna let us know what's going on. Check it out. I know you know this one. MKG in the building tonight. Thursday Night Freestyle Showcase. It's your boy, DJ Benny B, with your hosts, JCee Colon and Alida Hernandez. Check it out. Here we go. Once again, MKG in the building on the Thursday Night Freestyle Showcase.
DJ Benny B is now in the mix.
middle of the Beehive with your favorite DJ Benny B.
Once again, MKG in the building. The Thursday Night Freestyle Showcase. Here we go. Once again, it's the Thursday Night Freestyle Showcase episode number 31, the first one for 2025. We got a lot of stuff coming in this year, so I'm going to send it back to the studio to JCee and Alida. They're going to let you know what's going on for the SpanglishEntertainment.com presents to you this Thursday Night Freestyle Showcase. So you got to subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Let your people know it's only on YouTube. MKG in the building. We're going to interview him, let him know that we're coming to ask him questions about what's going on for the new year for him. So with that being said, I'm going to send it back to the studio. JCee.
You know about this shit, kid.
Let them know what's going on. Vaya, mi gente. See you next week.
Yo. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the new year. Happy New Year to everybody. I wish only the best. Only the best to everybody out there, okay? We got things to do this year. Chicks over here. Thank you very much. We got a lot of things to cover this year. You know, a lot of things to be grateful for. I mean, last year, 30 episodes of the Freestyle Showcase Podcast. I think it was a success. It was beautiful. I mean, we had old school, we had middle school, we had new blood. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm your host, JCee Colon, and my beautiful wife and hostess could not be here today due to some other business that she's taking care of right now. But this is why we're a great team, because we can split up and we can do things separately. So, you know, tonight our guest tonight, MKG, Michael Kid Gomez. He comes from way back. We're going to be in with him in a little bit. But first of all, I want to talk about other things first. I don't see a lot of freestyle events in the area right now, so that's why I'm not presenting stuff right now. But there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up soon. So just go to YouTube. Go to SpanglishEntertainment.com. Let me put it right there on the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right? Go to Spanglish-Entertainment.com. Subscribe. Okay, you want to put a notification, it'll tell you every Thursday when we come up with a show. It will let you know ahead of time, right? Go in there, subscribe. It's for free. It's for entertainment purposes only. All the music that I play in this show, I do not have the copyrights. Okay, I ask permission to the people that I bring into my show. All the artists that I bring into my show, they give me full permission. All right, to disclose all this music that I'm gonna play tonight. So I do not own the copyrights, but Michael Kid Gomez, his company, whoever he signed with, or whatever he produced with, he owns the copyrights. So just letting you guys know right now. But go to SpanglishEntertainment.com. You're going to find a lot of interesting things. And that's what I'm going to get into right now. So I'm going to hide that right now. And we're going to go to, let's go to the magazine. Did you remember the magazine? This is our 3rd edition right now on the magazine. So as you guys remember, the first issue of the magazine was with yours truly, JCee Colon. And I invited my friend, very talented, Niasia. So that was the first issue. You know, I'm gonna put all the information right now before we get into Michael Kidd Gomez, okay? So I just want to talk a little bit about the magazine because it's starting to get hot. A lot of people are hitting me up, either through text. People are calling me about these 2 issues, but what they don't know is, if they don't know, I'm going to tell them what's going on. This is the 2nd issue, okay? It was a special issue with Tito Puente, El Rey del Timbal, and his son, Tito Puente Jr., that is representing this tour, okay? He was celebrating the 100 years of his dad. And then, of course, we have our dear friend, Giggles, all right, Marley Van Melendez, which she won the International Recording Artist of the Year and receives a Legendary of Vinyl Legacy Award. So people are already buying this issue, okay? This one is a hottie right here. And the one that I'm going to put right now, this is January and February now. So if you take a look at that. You got Willie Panama on the cover, and you got the original cover girl, Angel Mercado. So there you go, my gente. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of the magazine. I'm going to go through a few of the pages. So like that, you know what I'm talking about. So let me share this a little bit with you. Here we go. So there it is. That's the cover. Okay, we're on full screen. That's the cover of the magazine. Of course, this is the introduction of the magazine. That's me and my wife, Alida Hernandez. She is the editor-in-chief of the magazine. Okay, I am the manager's editor and editing operations. I do all of that stuff. I go over the magazine with her. But ladies and gentlemen, as you see right there, whoever's on a computer, you have your cell phone next to you, just click it right there on the QR code. It'll take you directly to our website. Okay, and soon, like you see it right there, we're coming on Roku soon. So you know Roku is viewed by 180 million people just in the United States. So, mi gente, anybody that wants to advertise on our magazine, it's getting hot. We're getting a lot of good clients on the magazine, a lot of good ads. So if you want to be part of this, you want to be part of the Roku, you want to be part of the Spanglish advertisement team, here we are, okay? All our information is there. All you got to do is text or call 321-359-48. Okay, so there's the editor's note. I'll go a little bit quick. That won't go the whole thing. So I want people to go into you can do it digitally also. You can just go digitally right now and see it on the website right now. But some people like paper. You know what I mean? Some people want to hold the magazine. They want to see the quality of the magazine and stuff like that, you know. So sometimes people want to order it. And I had very good sales with the smaller one, with the Giggles. So as you see the story from Clock Radio to Hit Records. Okay, just a little bit of what we do. Some of our correspondence in our other show on Wednesday, Spanglish Cafe Music Podcast. We have La Que Pecosa with us, so I won't bore you no more, but look at that. These are all advertisers, okay? All the events that this person's going to do. This is Space Coast, Harley Davidson. I appreciate your sponsorship on our show. So let's keep it going. I'm going to cut it right there because if you want to see the magazine, if you want to completely see the magazine, just go to SpanglishEntertainment.com. You'll be able to see it there for free. Time is limited, okay? So take advantage of it right now. Go to SpanglishEntertainment.com. It's right there on the screen, -entertainment.com. And you can see the episodes. You can also see besides the magazine, you can see the podcast. You can go into our shop. We got coffee mugs. We got coffee cups. We got T-shirts, freestyle. We got the Salsa podcast. We got all kinds of merchandise there. And we're adding more to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, your support is very appreciated. And everybody that's here in the comments, you know, I always give them props. And I appreciate the audience. We have a good audience right now. We're starting the new year with fire already. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to our guest right now, Michael Kid Gomez. Okay, entrepreneur, producer, DJ, artist. So, who's ready? Who's ready for Michael? Tell me. Come on, people. I want to hear some applauses out here. Come on, guys. Are you guys sleeping or something? There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Michael Kid Gomez, MKG, MKG in Spanish, for those who didn't know that. How you doing, my brother?
I'm pretty cool.
Qué bueno, qué bueno. All right. So what's up, Baba? Thank you for thank you for accepting the invitation, first of all.
Well, thank you for the invite, man. I appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate you.
So I've been thinking about who I'm gonna have, in the new year now, when so and on, right? So I said, why not start with somebody, and if you came in highly recommended, and when they told me MKG, I'm like, wait a minute. I mean, I remember back from New York, I'm like, I heard that name, and I've seen those three symbols, those three letters on records, on record labels. So I'm like, wow, this is gonna be an interesting interview. So, what way better than to start with somebody that I can probably, say you're part Wikipedia in this kind of genre, just like many others. It's just different stories, different opinions, different experiences. Am I correct?
Yes.
Right. So we're gonna start, Michael. We're gonna start with you. Saying I already know. I don't want to go into ages, but everybody that knows Michael Kid Gomez and knows JCee Colon, we're from back in the day. So I don't want to put, to me, we're grown and sexy. That's the word around here. It ain't no old stuff. It ain't, it's 80, whatever years young. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about Michael, about the, back in the day. What was that triggered Michael since he was a kid? I want to ask Michael, did you have any influences in your life? Like your parents, maybe your uncles, some kind of family, some kind of friend in the block, Who like, what gave you the inspiration? At what age you was already? Because kids these days, and kids back in the days, when they hear a good track or they hear music, kids know about keys and notes. They're natural at that. So if they like a song, absolutely somebody's gonna dance to that song.
Absolutely, I agree. My biggest influence was definitely my mother. She used to play a lot of disco, a lot of Hector Lavoe. So I grew up with disco and soul, like Gladys Knight and the Pips, Teddy Pendergrass, stuff like that. That's what I grew up with. And at the age of 14, I was working at a roller skating rink. It was the biggest roller skating rink in the Bronx. It was called Stars Roller Rink.
Stars?
Yes.
What year was that? Because remember, in the Bronx, they had a few of them. They had
There was KT.
Right.
There was another one in
Roller World on Elder Avenue.
Yes.
Then they had the skating palace. They had Skating Palace on Rosedale.
Right. Stars was by across the street from close to the Whitestone Bridge, across the street from the theater.
Okay.
That big warehouse.
Right.
That was Stars Roller Rink originally.
Okay.
It was huge.
Wasn't that USA at one time?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure it was USA. What, skating rink?
Yeah, skating rinks. I'm talking about skating rinks.
It was Stars back in I'm gonna say 79.
Okay, 79. That was a little bit, that was a little bit way back, yeah. But then everything started changing, like in the mid 80s.
Yes. I mean,
so they started, maybe they renamed some of those rinks.
They probably did. But that's where that's where I really got into the dance scene, because I used to watch the DJ play and he used to play dance records and hip hop. And that's how I got into it, because just watching him, I'm like, I was 15 years old, matter of fact. I told my parents that for Christmas I wanted DJ equipment. I wanted to learn. And sure enough, they bought it for me. And at the age of 16, I was already DJing in a club.
Underage.
Yes, I was underage. I was working 2 nights a week. It was a Wednesday and Thursday, so the slow nights, But within like 6 months, I moved up to Friday and Saturday.
Well, because it was like a training, let's say it was like a trial period. Let me see what this kid got.
Yeah, it was a trial period, and what happened was that one day on a Saturday night, the DJ couldn't make it, and they were calling every DJ in town, but nobody was available.
Wow.
So the last person they called was me. Sure enough, I was available, and I went in, and I remember that I was shaking because the place was jam-packed. It was called Le Fountain Blue on White Plains Road in the Bronx. And it was a nice, really nice club. And I never forget the day that I put the first record on. My hands were shaking. I couldn't get the needle on the record.
Remember that? Put the needle on the record. Put the needle on the record. There you go.
So the barmaid, she said, "You okay?" I said, "I'm a little nervous." She goes, I got something for you. She brought me back a rum and coke.
Was that your first one?
Huh?
Was that your first rum and coke?
No.
What a question, right?
No. No. Unfortunately, I mean, probably rum, but as far as, I used to drink beer at an early age, so.
That's cool, man. So listen, let's say was you born in New York, born and raised?
Yes, I was born in Mount Sinai Hospital, so I'm born and raised.
On Fifth Avenue.
Yes.
102nd Street around there, right?
Yes.
Okay, my son was born there too.
Yeah, I was born there, and then we lived in the Bronx. So I pretty much all my life lived in the Bronx as my childhood. Born and raised in the Bronx. We were in the South Bronx, and from the South Bronx, we moved to Castle Hill Avenue, which that's
Westchester Avenue.
Yeah, under Westchester Avenue, right? That's where Jennifer Lopez is from, and she's from Castle Hill. Matter of fact, a lot of artists, Arlene,
a lot of them,
Baby and Keys. I that's how I knew them. And I lived in Castle Hill for a couple of years. No, yeah, then we moved to Allenton.
Allenton, Pennsylvania?
No, Allenton in the Bronx. Allenton Avenue.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Allenton Avenue.
So you say your mother was the one that was like into. Oh, we got some people right here saying hello to you. Christopher Bucheri.
Oh yeah, Chris. DJ Booch, yeah.
Then we got Eric Monasterio, 729 Entertainment Group. What's up, kid? What's good, kid?
What's up, Eric? What's up, Chris? DJ Booch in the house.
Thank you, Eric. What's up, JCee, Alida, Benny, MKG? What's up, Baba? Happy New Year, Spanglish. My wife is somewhere else. There you go. She's in another meeting, but she's tuning in here and there and saying Happy New Year to everybody in 729 Group. So yeah, so you say your mom was the one that was musically inclined. So then you went to the step at 15. So at 15, you said, right, that you was a DJ in this club and everything.
Right.
Okay, so
at 16, I was a DJ at a club.
At 16, you was a DJ at the club. So
right.
When 15, did you become? When did DJ become to being an artist? How did that transaction go by?
Well, I was pretty popular in the Bronx as a DJ, so like I worked in most of the clubs in the Bronx. And the very last club that I worked in was People's and Tapestry, but before that was Side Street for like
I
2 years.
side streets, salsa nights and side streets as well.
Yes, and Sunday nights after beach party and all that. Yeah, that was a great club. And I worked there, and then when I went to People in Tapestry, I met a demo, which was called Tear Shed, and I played it from the cassette to my crowd, and everybody got up and started dancing. I said, "Oh shit!"
It was cassette. Remember, it was cassette in those days.
Yeah, I'm like, do I have a hit here? So, she was 15 years old. I was 22, 23. And we recorded the demo. She had the verses, and I did the chorus and the hook and all the music.
Okay.
And then we I had a partner, and we decided to put it out ourselves on our own label instead of shopping it around, which I did have interest. Some labels interested in it, but we wanted to put it out ourselves, so we did. And it was
wow.
called.
So, hey, can I interrupt you for a minute? So you guys actually did back in the day what a lot of new artists are doing now,
right?
But you know what I'm saying? And we're talking about 20, 30 years ago.
Yes, we're talking more than that. Tear Shed came
more
out
than that, and then you was doing that at that time. That was
37 years ago. 37 years.
That was a smart idea, man. I mean, wow. And there was actually labels out there interested in it. You said, "Nah, let's do it on our own."
Yeah. And I started going to the record shops and I remember I used to have my truck. I mean, my trunk packed with boxes of records. I go to the record shops, sell the records. Yeah, and that's how I started. And then I got a distributor, and the distributor started distributing. Then it started going overseas. Then the record started breaking big. When we did our first show, we opened up for TKA.
Nice.
And they had Tears Made 4, and we had Tears Shed. So it's just a coincidence, And it was our first performance. I'll never forget it. It was in Chest and Soir on Westchester Avenue in the Bronx. And the next day, I started getting phone calls. Record shops wanting the record. I'm like, it's not out yet.
Wow.
But it will be out in a couple of days. I had the pressing plan already pressing it, but it wasn't available yet. But once it was, I mean, the thing started selling like crazy.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah. So, that was my first record. Then I got a demo in the mail, and it was from a young man named Sebastian. And it was the Nights We Shared.
Right.
But he sang it a cappella. It sounded like opera. I'm like, I don't produce opera, dude. I mean, we could do freestyle. I mean, at the time, it wasn't even called freestyle. It was called Latin hip hop.
Oh, you know what? I'm glad that you brought that point up. Please. Last year, I had a lot of artists, and I got into that topic about how did this music become freestyle. A lot of people have different versions of it. I would like to hear your version about.
Right, my version is as a DJ.
It was Latin hip hop. It was not freestyle.
No. Back in the days, like Shannon, that the music played, we used to call that dance music, club music.
Club music.
It wasn't called freestyle or Latin hip hop.
Okay.
Planet Rock came out. That was considered electro.
Electro, okay.
Okay. And then like Set It Off came out and stuff like that. And then the Latin hip hop started coming out, which Please Don't Go by Niobe, I would say it was the first Latin hip hop record.
You're like the third person that tells me that. And people forget that Niobe was like one, like you just said right now, she was one of the first ones to like do a Latin hip hop.
Yes, she was. And the producer was a good friend of mine, Andy Panda Tripoli. Andy went to work with the Cover Girls. Then he created the Cover Girls. But anyway, for the Cover Girls was Niobe, of course. And her first record was Please Don't Go. And that was really the first Latin hip hop, like they used to call it back in the days. How did it get to freestyle? I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know.
That's another thing, because there's a lot of artists that I talk to and they're like, I'm not freestyle, I'm pop. Or,
yeah,
but it all falls in the category. So I don't know who. I'm trying to find out who invented that freestyle thing.
yeah. We don't know. I don't even know, so I can't even answer that question. All I know is that there's different versions, of the story. First of all, freestyle, well, Latin hip hop was created in the Bronx. Just like hip hop was founded in the Bronx, so was freestyle for Latin hip hop.
Right.
It was born in the Bronx. George Lamond, people like that were the first ones. Judy Torres, producer Mickey Garcia, who was a good friend of mine. And Mickey started doing a lot of freestyle. And it was already considered freestyle when he did the Judy Torres, No Reason to Cry, I think, was like his second release. The first one was more like a house track. Second release was No Reason to Cry by Judy Torres.
Correct.
Then Change on Me came in, I think, number 3.
I love that song, man.
And then, and so on, it's Johnny O, Fantasy Girl. Those records. But it was considered freestyle already.
That's
so
good. That's good.
Mick Mac was responsible for that sound. You knew that it was a Mick Mac record when you heard that sound.
Right. It's a unique sound. Everybody has
a unique sound. It's like even my record. People always say, I know that's an MKG record.
Right, because they already know that the style.
The
So
style.
let's talk a little bit about the nights we shared. That was Sebastian. I got a track right here. I want the audience. I got a good audience here tonight, and I wanted to hear this.
He sent me the demo, and it sounded opera. And I said, "No, we're gonna sing it like this." The nights we shared, I'll always remember. I gave him that flow, so he picked it up like that, like really quick. I tell you one thing. I've worked with a lot of artists. I've been in the studio with a lot of different artists. And I say he was probably the best artist that I've been in the studio with.
Wow.
Amazing. I mean, the way he sounded live, he sounded just like the record. I didn't have to do nothing to his vocals. Nothing.
That's good. That's great.
Nothing at all.
That's great.
Amazing singer.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I got a little taste of that song right here. So, if you guys want to kick back for a little bit, I'll give you a little time right now. Get some popcorn, get your vodka and rum and Coke. Kick back, let's check this out a little bit, You
got to bring the rum and Coke in, right?
I had to bring the rum and Coke or, the water or the coconut water, whatever it is. Go get a drink and let's check out this track. It's a little long, but I'm going to cut it in half. And I do not have the copyrights. The gentleman right here does have the copyrights.
I do so.
So he approves it right here. So anything with YouTube, any issues, I'll talk to you about that, YouTube. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's kick back for a little bit. A production, MKJ, interpreted by Sebastian. The Nights We Share. We'll be right back after this video.
The night that we share. I'm alone and you're not on my side. Feeling hurt so bad and it's getting hard to hide. How could it be that you just took your love away? My heart is black and blue. I thought you said you'd stay. I look around and your pictures on the wall. When you were mine, I thought I had it all. But now that you're not here, I still have you in my heart. Why did you disappear? How could we part the nights we shared? I'll always remember you really cared. Your love was so tender. What went wrong? You said that you loved me. I wonder where you are. Did you be thinking of me the nights we shared? I'll always remember you really cared. Your love was so tender. What went wrong? Said that you love me, I wonder where you are. Did you be thinking of me, my love? Oh, oh, oh. Did you be thinking of me, my love? Oh, oh, oh. You used to be the one who gave me tender love and care. I need it right now, but baby you're not there. There's one thing you have to know right now. You can't leave me, I'll find you somehow. You played with me and then tossed me aside. You said never leave, but then you run and hide. My love for you is so very strong. If it will make you happy, I'll say I was wrong. The nights we shared, I'll always remember you really cared. Your love was so tender. What went wrong? You said that you loved me. I wonder where you are. Did you be thinking of me the nights we shared? I'll always remember you really cared. Your love was so tender. What went wrong? You said that you loved me. I wonder where you are. Did you be thinking of me, my love? Oh, oh, oh. Did you be thinking of me, my love? Oh, oh. There are times when I can hear your voice calling out my name, and when I know it really isn't you, why still search again? I try to keep you off my mind, there's nothing else to do. Why must I go through all this pain? I thought you loved me too. The nights we shared, I'll always remember you really cared. Your love was so tender. What went wrong? You said that you loved me. I wonder where you are. Did you be thinking of me the nights we shared? I'll always remember you really cared. Your love was so tender. What went wrong? You said that you loved me. I wonder where you are. Did you be thinking of me, my love? Oh, oh, oh. Did you be thinking of me, my love? Oh, oh,
That was the kind. Those were the days, man. Those were the days when that kind of music, man. It just you just got to get off your feet. I don't see it. I ain't seeing a lot of people sitting down in those days.
No.
You know, you used to go to clubs. You see that whole floor packed.
Jam packed.
You know,
jam packed.
Hey, Mike. Before we get into more questions, was you like a? You know, I was a Bronx boy for a little bit. I lived in Manhattan and Spanish Harlem a lot. But did you raise up like the same way like I did? Like, you know, when we used to scrape the cans on the floor and the fire hydrant was on.
Oh yeah.
You used to scrape the cans on the floor and then take out the top and do the hydrant, wet all the cars, get all your friends and the girls in the block and grab them.
The cops to come and shut the pump off on us.
What else was in those days? Yo, there was so many things. There was roller skating. Man, roller skating. I remember the roller skating days, ice skating. I mean, there were so many things to do in New York in those days. And I'm talking about maybe starting like with the 80s.
Absolutely.
That was a lot of stuff going on. And, you know, the Bronx, I remember a lot of Bronx because of the skating rinks. My family used to live in the Bronx. And I used to go to Roller World on the number 6 train on Elder Avenue. Skating Palace on Rosedale, which was the other block, went the other way. But anyway, we all grew up in that era. I grew up in the area when the Gazelle glasses were out.
Gazelle, yeah.
You know, when the Lee jeans and the Lee jackets and then
bottoms,
yeah. In the back. You know, those times don't come back, but you know, they always live in my mind, you know. You know, and I still got a couple of memorabilias, you know, believe it or not. Like some jackets, some vests, spray painted with some stuff.
I like my Kango hat. I have a white one.
Kango hat, you can't forget that. They had different styles.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what else was those days? Yo,
Adidas sneakers.
Adidas, Pumas. I remember wearing Converse and Super Pro Kids when I was a kid.
Oh my God. You
know what I'm saying? So we come from that same school, you know, from New York in those days. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But what else they had? I also at a time when I started getting more into my 20s, I started wearing the Sergio Valenti jeans. You remember those Sergio Valenti?
Of course.
That's, you know, the Jordache. You know, those days don't come back, bro. You know, they can try to imitate it, but these days they have nothing. If you see commercials on TV, which I'm not really a TV guy, but every time I go into a TV and I see the commercials, there's always background music with the music that we grew up with.
Right.
Like there's nothing new. So they're buying all the rights from the music back in the day to do new commercials now.
Yes.
You know, it's sad. Like there's no more creation.
No, nobody's being creative no more. You know what it is? Is technology has taken over. And as we get technology becomes more advanced, we get lazier.
Wow, it is. It is true. And then, you know, I mean, it's easy and it's an easier route if you're a person that has a business and AI could give you a hand. Yeah, it's an advantage. But you have to know, you have to pick and choose your battles with AI.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my opinion. I mean, I think my show is good. I don't use AI on my show. This is all handled by me, and my wife programs everything. She handles everything. She's the owner of the airport, and I'm the captain of the airplanes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And to put it in little words like that, you know. But yeah, it's a different world. And when I was talking about those days that we grew up in, there was no cell phones. The first cell phones they had looked like a freaking brick.
They were a brick, yeah.
You know, it was like a brick, and it was only for like really important people.
It was like $3 a minute.
You know what I'm saying? And then they came up with the pages, and the pagers, and then the other ones. Oh my God, it was so many things. I mean, me and you can sit back and just talk about everything that happened in those days. That I think those days are golden to me. Those days will never come back. But the only thing that can make that happen is like a reunion right now. Like to make a reunion and make something similar, but it's not the same because it wasn't that time. You know, I remember. Listen, I know you remember too. There used to be block parties, right?
Oh yeah.
All over the place, from 106th Street to 117th Street basketball court to the next 106th Street basketball court in the other side. I mean, you had like 5 block parties on a Friday. So, what's the best thing that we do in New York? If you don't have a car, we walk everywhere.
That's all we used to do.
Or take the train, right?
Yeah.
I used to walk from 100th Street to 125th Street. From First Avenue, we used to cross to Lexington 3rd, come back down 3rd Avenue. Like nothing.
Like nothing, yeah. Nowadays, they do that. They want to take an Uber.
Yeah, an Uber from 125th to 100th Street. I mean, or you know, don't take the bus, or you could take the train. You know, but in those days, it was like, you know, there's always been corruption. There's always been good and bad. But even in those times that we grew up, even the bad wasn't as bad as it is now.
I know.
You know, and it was, you know, there was always beef with somebody. You know, there was always somebody that was always out of hand.
At that time, also, there was a lot of gangs.
That also, and a lot of crews.
A lot of crews, yes. I was part of a couple of crews myself, you know. I'm not going to mention them, but yes, I was.
Right.
And, you know, those were the days, man. Those were the good old days.
What else you remember from those days that I haven't mentioned? What did you used to do?
My God, I mean, we didn't have to worry about. I mean, I feel bad for this new generation because they got to worry about going to school. You know, and you know these shootings are like ridiculous. You know, we didn't have that growing up.
Right.
We didn't have those worries. We used to walk to school. I remember my school was pretty far, and I used to walk. You know, to school.
You know, in New York, you had the choice. You know, you had the train pass, you had the
you had a bus pass and stuff like that.
Bus pass, you know.
But
if you were nearby, and if you were nearby, they won't give you a bus pass.
Yeah.
I said, wait a minute, he lives on the block.
Yeah, I remember getting the bus passes and stuff like that. That was pretty cool.
So me, I grew up in the other side of town. I grew up in Spanish Harlem. I went to Benjamin Franklin.
Okay.
Then they closed Benjamin Franklin down. They turned it into some science math institution. And then they sent us to the west side to Louis D. Brandeis.
Okay.
So you remember the west side. I was like in the 84,
yeah,
83.
Of course.
The west side. And good school. I mean, I graduated. I mean, I was there for like 3 years of gymnastics and track and field. I mean, telling you, everything is so different now, man. Everything is out of hand. But I'm glad that I got to live, you know, most of my youth in New York City, you know, and I had family in all the boroughs, of course, and other states. But those were the days, man. I don't think those days will come back. I will always treasure them in my memories. Sometimes me and my wife we're in the studio here, and we put on Spotify, and I'm like,
reminiscing.
Let's go kick back to the 80s. You know, we put some freestyle hip hop, Curtis Blow, and then we go into no. It's something that you will always live it in your mind, right? And especially looking at you, somebody, we're sharing your history. We're showing your productions. We're showing stuff that you're doing. So I can imagine your own productions, right? Once in a while, you sit down and you put your stuff in your life, even though you know what you have already.
Right.
But you put it on your life. And I know your mind goes back. And I'm like, man, I remember when I was putting this.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Man, you know, I mean, people are always saying, oh, you're a legend, this and that. I don't consider myself a legend, you know. I really don't. I just did it for the love of music and because, you know, music was my life at one point. Music was what saved me from the streets. You know, it really did.
Right.
If it wasn't for music, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
I'm going to tell you a little story. I don't know if you remember this, but remember, I think before all this, Latin hip hop and all that started coming out, you remember there was a style called up rock.
Yes.
So remember back in the days, there was people always in gangs and they were always fighting. So remember, they came up to like an agreement. So they invented a dance that you wanted to battle. You could battle without hitting each other, without touching each other, or you could diss each other in the dance.
Breakdancing, yeah.
No, that was before breakdancing. Breakdancing, then up rock is more like they're like they battling back to back. It's not like in breakdancing. One guy goes on the floor, he does his thing, and then somebody else comes out from the other team and does something else.
Right.
No, up rock is face to face.
Yeah, I remember those days.
So that's what came out. Then the breakdancing came out. So
you're right.
Anyway, man, moving on, Michael. I mean, we could be here for days, and we're already in the first hour, and it's so interesting, the conversation, because we're talking about things. We're reminiscing, and at the same time, we're going through your career. So before we go into this next video, I want to say, after when you was 15, that you really got like into it, right? That's what happened to you with DJing, and you started working right for the clubs. When did you have like your first like authentic production? Like was it written by you? The lyrics were
1988 was my first track, which I mentioned before. It was Tears Shed, which your DJ Benny played. Was the first record he played. That was my first production, and that's the one that we said. I put it on my own label with a partner. And I wrote the hook, I wrote the chorus to it, and she wrote the verses.
Okay.
She was 15 years old, and it was, it was a big record. It really was. And it was in 1988. So that was the year that when I stopped DJing around 1990. I was still DJing in clubs, but not that much. Because I was also doing a lot of mobile gigs.
Okay.
Which like a lot of weddings, bar mitzvahs, everything. I've done it all.
So listen, you're telling me, MKG, that you're not a legend, but you know what? Most artists, some artists, I would say the humble ones, we always think that we're not big artists or legends, right? But I say the opposite, because I got people in here that will tell you right now, like Mimi, La Fly Girl. Hey everyone, thanks for coming to show MKG support. See, you got people out there that love you, bro. Look, we got Mimi. Sebastian was an amazing singer. We got unidentified person here. Mickey, you are the best. How are you doing, buddy? Who else we got here? We got Joseph Greenblatt. MKG, a big legend from back in the day and still a legend present day. You see? I mean, there's people out there, I know, even though we think, we keep it humble, here we go. Uprock was dance fighting. Exactly. It was a battle, it was face-to-face combat, and whoever had the best fighting technique dance-wise would win, and then the crowd will go crazy or whatever, those are the days. Because Mimi La Fly Girl is saying, you're a legend to me, you see? We are legends to other people, even though we keep it simple, you know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing, man. MKG is too humble to say he's a legend. But I'm sure he knows what he's done in his career, you know what I mean? He knows what he's done. Tyree Hernandez. Vaya.
He's an artist. He's a recording artist, Tyree Hernandez.
There you go. Jody Krieger. Hi, Mimi. So, you got people out there, man. There's always people that love, because not everybody might love you in the music. You know how the music industry is.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to love you. You're gonna have your fans. You're gonna have your people that are, I hate to say the word haters.
You have them. You have them though.
It's such a harsh word to say, but I would say the unappreciated.
Yes, I have many. Yeah.
And the unappreciated, it sounds a little better than hated, and the unappreciated are your biggest fans sometimes.
You're right. You know what? You're right about that.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Because
you release
they're always trying to see what you're doing.
Yeah, you're right.
You know? Wow, man. So listen, let's talk about let's talk about Divina. Divina. It sounds like a Spanish word. Divina. Who is Divina?
She was a friend of mine. Her name was Lucy, and it was one of the first records that I wrote. You Can't Fight Love. I really wrote it before Tearshed.
Wow, really?
Yes, but I wrote it in Puerto Rico. I was in Puerto Rico visiting, and I just decided to write. And I wrote that. I wrote a couple of songs in Puerto Rico. I was on vacation, and at nighttime, I just got into the writing mood. And You Can't Fight Love was my very first record that I wrote, the lyrics. And it's funny because...
So you're a composer as well.
Huh?
You're a composer as well. So I got to add to that list.
Yeah.
That you're a composer, because if you write lyrics, so you consider, or so I said, entrepreneur, DJ, producer, and artist. Now you also compose.
Also writer, right.
Nice. Good.
Yeah. It's funny because people always ask me, these records that you wrote, are they about your life, your experiences? And I'm like, no, it's just stories that I made up in my mind. But it's funny because now I'm really living those records now.
Wow.
Like, everything that I wrote is coming to light.
But in a good way, or?
In good ways. Yeah, in good ways.
Okay. Yeah. So that's good. So at least they came true in a good way.
I never wrote anything negative, all my records were always positive. It was just more about heartbreaking, because freestyle, that's all it was. More about heartbreaking and, falling in love and, finding your soulmate, stuff like that. That's what freestyle was about. It was about love.
Before we start getting into the new stuff that you're working on, what do you think? What's your opinion now in some of the new blood? Because I'm sure you've heard of a lot of new blood in the freestyle. What do you think about the new blood?
I like some of the stuff that's being put out there. I really do. They call it new school freestyle. That's what they call it. To me, freestyle is just freestyle. Old school, new school, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
It's all freestyle. So, people are like, oh, you from the old school. No, I'm not from the old school. I'm not from the old school. Because I can still make another record tomorrow. And it ain't going to be old school.
We got to say, I don't know, I guess what? New faces?
Yeah, I mean, new generation.
You got to find a word for it, right?
New generation, it's a new generation. Just, I mean, there's girls like 18 years old, like one named Cristal, she's pretty amazing. I think she's an amazing artist. Some other young, because like my kids, they listen to freestyle, so they love freestyle.
Good.
They love it. So they just like I learned from my parents, they learn from us. Hearing the music, and they love it. So, as far as like the new style of freestyle nowadays, I mean, it's a shame that, it doesn't sell like it used to. And I kind of feel bad for these new artists, because it's very, it's not even that it's competitive. I'm not even gonna, that's the wrong word. It's just not, freestyle was never really a genre. It was never in the Grammys, whatever. It was, to me, it was just a community.
Right.
That's the way I see freestyle. As far as, the sales, they're not there because before we had radio, we had record pools,
Right.
DJs. They're the ones that broke the records. They're the ones that will play the records and the radio. Once it went on radio, you're good. You're getting paid. We don't have that anymore.
No. That's all lost right now.
And everybody right now is just streaming. So streaming has taken over. In order for you to make money in streaming, you got to be like a Beyonce or Taylor Swift. They're making money on streaming, but a freestyle artist is not gonna make money on streaming. They're not. It's like a percentage of a penny that you get per stream. I don't know. I forgot what it was, but it's like
I know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
You would have to stream like millions to get just a couple of dollars.
Right.
So
listen, Eric says we should call it the modern class. What do you think about that?
The modern class?
Yeah, instead of new school or new school.
Yeah, it is, more modern. Like I said, because technology has changed everything.
Right.
I wish they had the technology that they have now back in the days, because I would have made bigger records.
Wow. It would have been awesome. Right. Pro Tools now and all that stuff.
Oh man, we didn't have that.
Nah, man, it was hardcore, man. It was like,
everything was done like pretty much, like live,
Wow. I remember back in those days when they had when they used to do the salsa bands. I used to have a couple of friends of mine that were the recording engineers for Frankie Ruiz, some of the bands in those days. And we used to go to the studio and they used to have the reel to reel. They were like 2 inches thick.
Oh yeah. The 2 inches.
It was raw. And it was raw. There was no Pro Tools to fix auto tunes, and there was none of that stuff.
No, we didn't have
raw.
We didn't have that luxury.
A
luxury nowadays, because
I always forget about it.
Auto-tune could really change, like, I'll give you an example. Back in like 90, 95, 96, around, yeah, I was doing a remix on a Paul Abdul record. And when I heard the vocals, I was shocked. They were not good at all. It took the engineer a week just to put it in key.
Wow.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, it took a week.
I mean, they couldn't do it. They couldn't record it right there and then with their own voices to try to get it.
Because the record was already done and they wanted me to do a remix of it. So I had a rapper, which was Greg Knight from Nice and Smooth, come in and do a rap part in it. And Paula declined the remix because the background singer is the one that wrote the song, and she sounded better than Paula Abdul. That I brought her vocals up in the mix, and Paula got very upset that she was even on the mix,
right?
Singer, so she turned it down.
Wow.
I was like, it's cool,
Yeah, I mean, right? I mean, you tried, right?
Yeah, it is what it is, I like Craig Nice from Nice and Smooth said, "Yo, MK, you got a hit here, man." And just him saying that, I was like, all right, I felt good.
So listen, let's talk about this jam that I want to put on with Deina again. How did that come up?
You Can't Find Love is a record that I wrote. I recorded in my house. The background singer is Sebastian. He did all the backgrounds. Again, it was recorded in my studio apartment. I had a studio apartment at the time.
Look at that.
And yeah, so that's how that came about. I gave it to Lucy, and she was a friend of mine, and she sung it, and the record did pretty well too.
Nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are ready, man. You guys ready to roll back, sit back a little bit. Let's listen to a little bit of this beats right here, Deina. You Can't Find Love, Michael KG production, baby. So ya tú sabes, mi gente. Let's enjoy this. Kick back. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that came out in my label. I went solo. I didn't have partners. I did my own label, MKG Records. I had a couple of labels, matter of fact. More Music, Dark Side. I had a couple of them.
So and let's talk about people that you collaborated with. You know, that you collaborated with people that you work with side by side with other big names. Without mentioning them, if you want to mention them, I mean, this is all a good positive thing. You can mention the good people that you work with, and most of them are still around, right?
Yeah, I mean, as far as artists,
DJs.
oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. I worked with the #1 salsa DJ in the world, who's DJ Henry Knowles,
Okay.
who's sponsored by Bacardi and Pioneer, Deina. They all sponsor him. And he lives in Thailand. And me and he used to work together at Side Street and also at Tapestry. Yeah.
Okay.
So
any good DJs that you had the pleasure to work with?
he was definitely probably the best one.
The best.
Al Pizarro was another one.
Okay, I've heard that name as well.
Yes, Al Pizarro is highly known in the music industry. He's the one that helped break a lot of my records. You know, whether for him, you know, I mean, I owe a lot to him. Really, I really do.
What about other DJs like Carlos Barrios? You know?
I know Carlos. You know, we DJ once in a house party. We never worked together on a record, but you know, we always played each other's stuff. I played his material, he played mine.
That's good.
And we've hung out and we're good friends, you know. Mickey Garcia, he was my friend before even producing. He was my friend back in the DJ days.
Before Mick Mac.
Yeah, way back. So he used to work for Kiss FM, and we used to hang out every day. And then
what about artists? What about artists? Well, how many artists? I mean, I know you've met a whole bunch of them. I know the Icon.
Oh, I know pretty much all of them. You know, pretty much all the artists I know personally, and I mean, I had the pleasure of definitely working with, I would say, probably the best singer, you know, was, to me, one of the best singers is Sebastian. You know, and then the last record I did for him, which was Every Night, which a big shout out to Chi-Town, who's I know they're in the house. They are playing that song like if it's brand new.
Wow.
And that record came out in 1992.
That's awesome.
And it's called Every Night. And San Savan, which is Samuel, did the background vocals on that, which he's very known. You know, and so he was another. You know, it was a pleasure working with him. You know, I had a pleasure working with other people. One of the guys who became the Body Boys, Luis Morero.
Wow, I remember the Body Boys.
Yeah, Luis Morero is the one that did the duet with Selena.
Correct.
He was signed to me.
Correct.
I discovered him.
Wow. This is why all these platforms are important, because everybody has their side of the story to tell, and we don't even know, you know, who to bring, the people that I bring here, who have they worked with. You know, the industry is very big, but at the same time, it's very shallow and small because so many people in so many ways, you know. So, but this is what's important. This is why I like bringing people to my show, because we learn, you know, we learn a lot. Look at that. We didn't know about that. We didn't know that you discovered one of the Body Boys.
Oh yeah. Luis Morero. Yeah, I did a record for him. Well, it was 3 guys. He was one of the background singers. It was 3 guys, but they were having, you know, problems and stuff like that. And the group broke up. I didn't want to shelf him for 5 years. He was signed to me for 5 years. You know, I signed a release to release him. And then he became the Body Boys. He became a singer.
Wow, look at that.
And then he did the duet with Selena, the late Selena. you know.
It
So
is what it is, man. Así que pasan las cosas.
yeah, so the duet that everybody's hearing of him singing with a guy, I discovered that guy. You know, a lot of
But
people.
listen,
A lot of people
before we part from the show, I want to ask you again. Like you say, okay, let's say the modern class, like he says, the new generation, right? You said freestyle is freestyle. It will always be freestyle. So the only thing that changes, right, in your opinion, and in my opinion, I mean, my opinion is the only thing that changed is the faces.
Yes, absolutely. They, like the newest stuff. The only thing I say is, they got to be a little bit more creative. Stop using the old style.
Right.
Be more creative. Come up with a new concept. Come up with, with something different that people are gonna be like, wow, this is good freestyle. You know, I believe that. I really do. Stop using the Planet Rock beat already. That's played out.
Right. Right.
So
let's say for instance, because I know you're doing some new stuff right now that you're working on, and you're available, right, Mike? You're available. Any artist out there, any new face that wants to do and take Michael's example, I think it's a very good advice to stop fighting the old school too much.
I'm getting more to the Latin field now. I was a salsa DJ back in the day, and I'm going back to my roots now again. But I'm doing a bachata, which I hired all the musicians that play on Aventura's records.
Wow,
amazing. Yeah, I hired them to do a record for me. And the reason why I got them, because when I had a business upstate, when I lived upstate in Rockland County, I had my own business, and the guy who I made the manager, his cousins was Aventura, was Prince Royce. Was Prince Royce.
Right.
And he brought me the demo to Prince Royce. Prince Royce used to be a rapper first. A lot of people don't know that.
Look at that.
Okay. And he gave me the demo, and I turned it down. I said, nah, I can't work with him. And look at him now.
Wow. Right.
My mother used to always tell me, you see, you could have had Prince Royce. I said, you're right, Mom. I could have.
But you know what? God has other things in plan for us. We don't know why, we do things sometimes, but hey, it happens, bro. That's the way it is. You're not the only one. It's happened to a lot of people,
Absolutely. I lost a lot of good opportunities, because I turned down stuff or I didn't show up to the studio. I was more into hanging out, and, that just brings trouble.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like me, like right now, like I hang out. I can't say I don't. But my kind of hanging out compared to those days is different, the hangout that I do now. Now when I go out and I go see an act or I go see a show or I go see a concert, see, I'm already going as press. So I'm going to there to work. You know what I mean? So it's a different type of hangout. Back in the day, you couldn't work till Friday. Oh, it's Friday. Two more days for Friday. 3 more days for Saturday. You already knew you was gonna go to a bar or a club.
Yeah, can't wait. Yeah.
Not now. Now I'm like, Friday. Do I have a gig today, honey? Look at my calendar. No gig today. Stay home.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Let's go check out this other band. My boy's playing tonight. Live. Let's go check them out.
Right.
That kind of hanging out. But the thing about back in the day with the boys, everybody used to get together on the weekends. Where we going? Those days are over. It's all about business now. It's all about bringing the brand, making the brand bigger. Getting hired. I love to work. I like to work. I like to be myself, self-employed, man. I love being a boss myself.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that's the way it's gonna stay, man. That's the way it's gonna stay for now until the man instead tells me. But I say the rest of my time, I hope I'm blessed for so many years and finish other things. And I'm trying to help other people and trying to bring some other people out there. But first, you got to establish yourself, and I think we're pretty established. It's just a matter of time. We're blowing up a lot. A lot of people know about the brand, Spanglish Entertainment, the magazine. I mean, what else is there to say? Just keep on doing. I tell everybody, keep on doing what you're doing.
Right.
And when you're doing what you love, it's not really work. It's just, I got to do this. It's not about, should I do it? No, it's about, I got to do this. I got to get up. I got to do this. I got to hustle. I got to call. I got the whole month of January, and now February is going in right now. That's already booked with some freestyle. So
wow.
And in my Spanish podcast, I already have January, almost half of February, and making some more calls. I'm getting some more calls from other people that help me get people on the show, other correspondents, other people that are in the scene. It's good things, man. I'm going to start bringing stuff to freestyle the same way. I'm going to start getting correspondents that are always doing stuff out there, news that I don't know about freestyle. I want these people on my show. I want them 5-10 minutes on my show to say, yo, this is what's happening in the freestyle community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, good things are coming up, man. And, I would say, we're not done until the man upstairs say. So I'm sticking to this. This is what I love to do. I like to give people the spotlight. I like the people to shine, because when people shine in my show and they bring great stories like the one that you brought today, it makes the show excellent. It makes people log in.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Let me see what I got here. Hold on. There's some money. Oh, Tyrese Hernandez. Okay, they just okay. They're just saying they love the show. They really support you. So yeah, man. So before we leave the show, Michael, what do we have now for 2025? We have anything cooking for 2025?
Yeah. In fact, Benny played the track that I'm doing next, and that'll be my last freestyle record. It's called "Forgive Me, Girl," which is my vocals on it right now. That was originally I wrote it for Sebastian, but we end up doing Every Night instead.
Okay.
So I never released that "Forgive Me, Girl," but it was on my compilation album. So that's how people got it, and people love the song. So I am redoing it with the freestyle artist Sergio. He's redoing it, and that's gonna happen this year definitely. And then I have the bachata that I did, and after that, it's like I don't know what direction I'm gonna take. I'm pretty much retired already. I mean, I'm not done yet, but I'm pretty much definitely not going to be doing any more freestyle productions.
Okay.
It's just not in me anymore. So you're
going to concentrate now on the Latino side.
Yes.
How about some salsa? Are you hoping to do some salsa production someday?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Sí.
So tú sabes que conmigo puede contar for anything. Yo, JCee, I got something, bro. Talk to me.
I heard your stuff. It's good.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And listen, how can we find you? How can we find Michael Kid Gomez? Is there any?
On TikTok, it's called. My name is the official MKG, and I have a show every Monday and Wednesdays from 7 to 10.
See if I got the Monday one. Hold on. Now that we mentioned that, I'm glad people can see it. Okay, This is the Monday one right here. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. TikTok, the MKG show, DJ Michael K. Gomez. Mixing it up live on TikTok every Monday. So tune in from 7 to 10. All right, mi gente, let's support, man. This is what we got, man. We got the platform now. It's a different era now. You know what I'm saying? You don't even got to leave your house.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You don't even gotta leave your house anymore.
That's
There's
why
so much entertainment on social media that you don't even gotta leave your house these days.
No, you don't. You could make records in your house. You could do everything you want, and you don't even have to leave your house. You're right.
Exactly. You don't.
Before we had to.
Exactly. And this is the one every Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m. So what do you do on these shows? Just DJ, Mike? Do you interview anybody, or just have a nice mix on these shows?
I usually have like guest DJs.
Okay.
I am gonna have guest artists. Because many that I work with that I'm gonna interview myself, like Peter Fontaine. You know, I'm trying to get Sebastian, which it's gonna be very hard because he doesn't want to have nothing to do with freestyle.
No more. Oh, okay.
No. He walked away in 1992. He walked away from it.
Wow, so it's been a while.
The thing was that I got clubs calling me up, waiting to pay him a lot of money just to perform.
Wow.
And I tell him, and he's like, I can't do it, Mike. I can't do it. Sorry. Yeah.
Wow. Not even if the money's good. Look at that.
Nope. He won't do it.
It's something about it. I know. I understand where he's coming from.
You know.
Oh my God, look at that. Tyree Hernandez. Love the show. Great work. Thank you, Tyrese, man. Please share this with all your people. This is every Thursday we have freestyle right here. Okay?
Tyrese.
If you want to be on my show, Tyrese, you let me know. Get in touch with Michael Kidd. Let him know, or send me something to my Spanglish Entertainment website. Just leave me a message. You want to be on the show? We'll be more than happy to discuss your career. You know, everything that you have done in the art in the music industry. We'll be more than glad to have you here.
Tyree has worked with me on when we did the remake of Tearshed. Tyree was the vocal coach for the lead singer, and he helped her sing it the way we want it sung. So Tyree,
well, that's what it is. It's a team effort, you know. It's not only one person.
And he sings. He could sing Latin. He could sing house. He could sing freestyle. He could sing anything. The guy's an amazing singer.
And that's a good point that you just brought up, because you know what? There's no shame, and I tell all these new artists that are doing freestyle now, don't be ashamed of getting somebody that's a coach. Don't be ashamed.
No.
You don't want to make a bad record. So don't be ashamed. Get vocal lessons. There's no shame in that. Even the best, I can name a lot of big names that started in the music and they had to go get vocal classes.
Absolutely. So
don't be ashamed.
And still take it to this day.
You know?
I'm pretty sure Mark Anthony is still taking vocal coaching.
He has a system. A lot of people don't know about Mark Anthony's system. He has a certain system that every time he goes to record a record, that system, it tones up his vocals, and it's just like a 5-10 minute exercise.
Right.
He's a monster.
He is.
You know what I'm saying? I got my own ritual when I go record. You know, people think I'm going crazy. I say, or is he having a heart attack? Or is he screaming at somebody? Or, Joe, is he okay? I said, no, these are things that vocalists do. We make all these funny noises. It's because we're trying to accompany our voice.
Right.
So we're trying to find that we're trying to exercise every vocal that we have. And we sound funny sometimes. It's like when we do the lessons on the piano. When I used to do them with my coach, he gives me different keys, and then we're gonna do this. Yeah, we're gonna sound a little funny, but we're not singing here. We're warming up.
Right.
We're trying to get some other tones out of your voice. I want to see what else you can do. So that's my advice. I'm not ashamed. I got vocal coaches. I got my music people that give me vocal lessons. Why not? And then I use all that what they show me. Then at home, I got my own studio that I do my thing.
Right.
But you have to discipline yourself. I've interviewed some of the best salsa artists in my show, legends. Okay, and they tell me the same thing. No, you have to study. A lot of them tell me you got to read. Get the habit of reading,
True.
especially in salsa, because in salsa tu improvisa.
Right.
So when you read a lot, things that you read, you can put them into a song.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my advice. It's part of the process. It says Tyree. That's right, brother. Part of the process. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Michael, we have to bring you back to the show.
Definitely, man.
When you finish that production.
Definitely.
And with the artist. Bachata, I'll bring you my Spanglish cafe show, which is salsa. I never done bachata, but you know what? Give you 20 minutes on that platform just to introduce your new song,
okay,
your new artist, and we move on, man. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you. I appreciate you, bro.
Okay? And for everybody out there that's watching the show, I have a lot of people on the show. Please subscribe. You know, just don't go into the channel, look at it, subscribe. If you don't like it, so don't subscribe. It's as simple as that. But yeah, we appreciate the support. A lot of new people coming into the show. There we go. One more. Emery Rodriguez. Tyrese for making me comfortable in the studio. You see?
That's the lead singer of Tia Shed.
There you go. So there's no shame on that, man. I mean, we all professionals. I've worked with professionals. I'm kind of a new guy in the salsa industry. I used to be a promoter. And I used to contract bands. Then I decided to do my own band. And it was a process, but you know what? I got the best in the business.
Right.
And I got a good team. I said, I don't have a lot of time. I don't have 30 years to become a salsa artist. I need to become a salsa artist now.
Right.
And try to enjoy the rest of my career. So we had a good team. I thank my team, Mike Rivera, and all my team. My wife has been, oh my God, she's been like the best support ever. I mean, there's a lot of crap that we do, man. We do a lot of stuff. Magazine, we got an orchestra that we handle. You know, we have 3 podcasts. She has her show. I mean, there's a lot of, we take care of people and we take care of animals. And it's not an easy thing, but you know what? Like I said again, if you love what you do, you will find the time and you will put the effort. And, some people just want to lay back, watch some Netflix, and they want people to knock on your door. No, that's not the way it happens, bro. You got to go up there.
Not going to happen.
That New York mentality, bro. You got to be hustler, bro.
You got to hustle.
So, Michael, thank you one more time. Thank you for accepting my invitation. I think I had a great time in the show today.
Thank you. So did I.
I had so many new things. I found out so many new things that I didn't know in the music industry, and a lot of people out here that you're very loved for a lot of people out here. So,
and I appreciate them all of them. Oh, I really do.
So Tyree, Emery, Mimi, La Fly Girl. Yo, share this show. Every Thursday we'll have a new artist, whether it's an old school artist, like they say middle school, modern class, we'll have them here. And sometimes the modern class people, I have a lot of fun with them because, they're so pumped up.
Oh, yeah.
They're so pumped up, Sometimes the icons, I love them. I can't say anything bad about them. I mean, and I'm glad that they're still looking grown and sexy because I see a lot of them. They're still grown and sexy. They're still doing their thing.
Oh, yeah.
Very happy for them. I wish them a long career. And, some of them do help the new people too.
Yes.
Not all of them, but, some of them are still stuck in the past, like I say. But, hey, it is what it is, man. Everybody to their own, there's no judgments. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'd say it again. Thank you very much. This is episode number 31. Michael Kid Gomez opening the year right here on Freestyle Showcase Podcast. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you, man. Any shout outs you want to give to anybody out there before we leave? Yeah.
Definitely to all my fans and all my friends, family who's in here. DJ Booch, Tyree, Chazzy's out there. Mimi is one of my moderators on my station.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
To Friendly Joe, who I know is out there. Definitely to Eric, big time supporter since MySpace.
Wow, right. We were talking about that. Oh my God, you bring me like way back.
Yeah, MySpace days. Yeah, back then. Yeah, he's a
Wow,
big
that's
time supporter. Big time supporter. Much love to everybody, man. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I really do. And everybody just keep it moving.
it, bro. And stay in your lane.
Yes,
That's it.
definitely stay in your lane.
Stay
Exactly.
in your lane. So, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Kid Gomez, thank you for being on the show. Don't forget, every Monday from 7 to 10, okay, the DJ Michael Kid Gomez show, the MKG show. So, no se pierdan eso, mi gente. I say it in Spanglish. And then on Wednesdays, again, from 7 to 10, the MKG show, music by DJ Michael Kid Gomez. Come on.
And I play a little bit of everything. So I play salsa, I play oldies, I play everything. A little bit of everything. I'm open format. I'm not a freestyle DJ. A lot of people, right? They categorize me as a freestyle DJ. I am not a freestyle DJ.
Yo,
I am
we're gonna call it like Eric said, Monasterio. Freedom of style.
freedom of style.
That changes everything because it's not freestyle. The freedom of style means you play everything.
Right.
A little bit of everything. That's a good saying right there too.
Which, means open format. So
Exactly. All right, my people. So ya tú sabes, mi gente, Michael Kid Gomez, thank you for being on the show. I'm very excited. If you want to see the show again, just go to YouTube, go and see the replay. Okay, give your comments, give your like, and please subscribe, man. It doesn't cost a penny. Okay. Nos fuimos, mi gente. Thank you, Michael.
thank you.
Well, there you go, my people. Another episode of the Freestyle Showcase Podcast. Thank you for being in the crowd today. Thank you for tuning in today. We appreciate everybody's comments. You guys can ask questions here when I bring the artists. Right, next week I'll have a flyer out as soon for next Thursday. It's going to be an exciting show. We're going to have other people in the show this year. I can mention a few. Fascination. We're going to have a couple of other artists. We're going to have the Nasty Boys back this year. We're going to have a lot of artists from last year that are doing great projects this year, new music. And this is what this platform is all about. It's all about supporting everything that's new. Anybody that's from old school, they're always welcome here. Okay. We love everybody. We don't discriminate here. We support everybody here. Okay. This is why we have that platform. This is why we keep on doing it. So don't forget, come next week, same time, 8 p.m. Don't forget, every Thursday, Freestyle Showcase Podcast with a new artist, old school, new school, middle school, whatever artist it is, we'll bring it right here. So, mi gente, lo quiero mucho. I love you guys. Big hug for everybody. Everybody be blessed. And we'll see you next week. Nos fuimos.